Derek Almena, the master tenant of a San Francisco Bay Area warehouse that caught fire during a music event, killing 36 people, was sentenced today to 12 years in prison. Almena is currently on house arrest after being released from jail last year due to coronavirus concerns. He was ordered to serve the rest of his term under electronic monitoring, followed by 3 years of probation. Many relatives of the deceased called the plea deal Almena had struck with prosecutors too lenient. He pleaded guilty in January to 36 counts of involuntary manslaughter in exchange for a 12-year sentence because he received credit for time already spent behind bars while awaiting trial and for good behavior. He'll spend the next 1.5 years at home with an ankle monitor. Jury selection was delayed on Monday in the case of the former Minneapolis police officer accused in the death of George Floyd. The holdup is due to a potential third-degree murder charge for Derek Chauvin that is now making its way through the higher courts. Judge Peter Cahill committed to proceed on Tuesday unless he's ordered to stop. In addition to the delay, both parties argued to dismiss 16 jurors ahead of jury selection, and the state has agreed to use names such as George Floyd rather than phrases like the victim. The QAnon shaman seen wearing a horned helmet while storming the Capitol will remain in jail until his trial begins. U.S. District Judge Royce Lamberth said there were no conditions that allowed Jacob Chansley to be released. He did not believe that Chansley would return to court and pose a danger to the community. Chansley was one of the recognizable figures from the January 6th riot, the insurrection that was responsible for the deaths of 5 people, including a Capitol Police officer. Chansley's defense team argued he should be released because he's unable to speak to his lawyers privately in jail. Well, people who are now fully vaccinated can return or can now safely visit family in town without wearing a mask, and that's the new guidance from the CDC. NBC's Tracy Potts has more, plus the latest on the coronavirus relief vote that could be happening today.
The CDC says masks should still be worn in public, but if you're fully vaccinated, it's okay to visit family from one household in town without a mask or social distancing 2 weeks after the final shot.
If grandparents have been vaccinated, they can visit their daughter and her family, even if they have not been vaccinated, so long as the daughter and her family are not at risk for severe disease.
Americans ready to come out of hiding.
Go to the beach, go out, visit family.
I'm looking forward to visiting my grandkids.
Travel is still discouraged. Health experts are concerned with spring break just around the corner. Florida is already seeing crowds.
I see so many freaking people, and honestly, everyone's like almost piled up on top of each other.
Texas lifts its mask mandate tomorrow.
That this doesn't come back to create an influx of cases and a super spreader virus.
In Washington, the House of Representatives could take a final vote on coronavirus relief today or tomorrow morning. So far, with no Republicans supporting the nearly $2 trillion plan.
As soon as I get it.
President Biden watching veterans get their shots. He'll address the nation Thursday night to mark the first anniversary of America on lockdown. Tracy Potts, NBC News.